Welcome back. A Babuno resident is listed in stable condition at the Owen King EU Hospital after being shot multiple times Thursday evening. The victim has been identified as 41-year-old Benny Noelier of Babuno. According to fire spokesperson Stacey Joseph, emergency personnel responded to the incident sometime after 9.
An emergency call came into the Castries fire station on Thursday, November 12th at approximately 9:10 p.m. The caller stated that there was a shooting incident near the Castries Health Center. The responding officers found one male appearing to be in his 40s in a sitting position on the scene. An assessment revealed that the patient sustained penetrating wounds to his chest and arm. His wounds were treated and he was transported in a stable condition to the OKEU hospital, where he was left in the care of medical personnel.
That was fire spokesperson Stacey Joseph. A disgruntled former infrastructure employee who was once charged with maintaining the flood detention pond at George V Park says he was unfairly targeted and terminated from his job simply because of his political affiliation. Rochelle Gonzalez tells us more.
The site behind me highlights a number of issues currently existing in Castries and essentially St. Lucia. Two of them are glaringly obvious. I'm standing at the entrance of the flood detention pond near the gardens in Castries, and after days of heavy rain, this has led to the pond being flooded with excess water. This can only spell trouble for a country currently in the midst of a dengue outbreak. Now, the second obvious problem, as you can see behind me, is garbage. The mouth of the pond is meant to usually sift out garbage and direct the excess water to the open sea. However, a blockage is clearly preventing this from happening. We went to the Castries City Council to find out who is responsible for this and what they're doing to solve it. At the CCC, we were told that the pond fell under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Infrastructure. We at Hot 7 TV made numerous attempts to get someone to address the matter, but this proved fruitless. However, we did stumble across one person willing to talk, and that was the very disgruntled Gregory Thomas, who was once charged with maintaining the pond, but says he was dismissed after over 25 years of service because of his political affiliations.
When the government, the United Party government came into power, they took the contract from me up to a day like today. But the pond have two tunnels. Clean the pond, you must move out the grill. There's a left, a right-hand side and a left-hand side. To clean that pond, you must move the grill and then put all the rubbish and put it on the ground. But all the rubbish that the pond goes dry. That means 18 days since that pond have water inside of it. I used to have the contract for 2,500 every month under the Labour Party government. But when the United Party came into power, they took the job from me. And there's no from me entirely. Because it's open in Labour. That one needs to be clean. If they clean that one, the whole cash is going to be brought. Because all the contractors that go inside there, they only go and clean the drain and nothing is doing again.
But then there's more that needs to be done.
Yes, my dear. Okay. They need to clean the whole thing. At the back of the grill, you must clean inside of it. There's a thing like a back, a reservoir. There's more rubbish at the back of the pond. So those guys are going there, they doesn't go inside the pond. There's a thing that cleans all the rubbish. So they doesn't go inside the pond. At the back of that grill to clean all the things. There's more plastic at the back.
Reporting from the gardens for Hot 7 TV News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Raise Your Voice President Catherine Seelys has long been an advocate for an overhaul at the Boys Training Center, saying that the wards of the facility are not receiving the care and treatment that they desperately need. On Friday, she expressed some relief after news broke that the Boys Training Center is under investigation for abuse allegations. However, she calls for a thorough investigation to produce factual results.
Earlier this week, Minister for Social Justice Leonard Montoute broke his silence on recent allegations of abuse at the Boys Training Center. An investigation was initiated following the appearance of a concerned citizen on a morning talk show where it was alleged that wards were being beaten while staff alleged victimization. It was not the first time that allegations of abuse were circulating at the institution. The minister confirmed the investigation and ensured the guardians and parents of the wards entrusted to the state that he would see to it that the boys remain safe and are provided for. On Friday, Raise Your Voice President Catherine Seeley said this investigation is long overdue.
For a very long time, Boys Training Center has been a place that was not suitable for children. If we were to remember, there was a child who was roasted to a crisp in a cell. There are a number of occasions when children have been beaten so bad. There are those that have been incapacitated because of that. Children get severely physically damaged there and emotionally damaged. And those who get out alive end up in going to bodily, getting involved in gang violence, getting killed. So Boys Training Center issues are not new. They have been there for a very long time.
Seeley said she hopes the investigations are carried out properly and by an independent body.
My only concern is that the investigation is not carried out by the same people who oversee all the atrocities that gets carried on every day. The investigation should not be done by public servants. It will be self-serving because the same public servants know. They've been in the system long enough to understand and know the issues that go inside there. And I am hoping that the minister is not speaking of an investigation by the permanent secretary, by the Department of Human Services, and that he has requested that the investigation be carried out independently and impartially so that a proper solution can come up so that this place can be a safe space for children.
The Raise Your Voice president said the children have been failed at the facility, especially those who never belonged there in the first place.
The Boys Training Center was established to put juvenile offenders. If you want to send a child for care and protection, you send them to the New Beginning Children Home or you find a foster carer. Government is in the habit, specifically from the Ministry of Community Development, the Ministry of Social Justice, the Ministry of whatever they call it, the Ministry of National Security, whoever has oversight over that Boys Training Center has always been violating their own laws. The Boys Training Center was established for juvenile offenders. You cannot and should not put juvenile offenders with children who just need care and protection. It is wrong, and you are going to do cross-contaminating, just like putting spoiled food with good food.
There have been no direct accusations of any criminal activity in the latest investigation. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Local philanthropist Dr. Venus Sherry explained to Hot 7 TV News that the original list of households that need electronic devices is slowly but surely getting shorter. He says his mission to help as many underprivileged families in St. Lucia as possible continues. Dr. Cherry says this coming Saturday, students and families from the ancillary community will receive much-needed school and food supplies.
Once again, students have had to revert to the online modality of instruction. As the COVID-19 situation in St. Lucia continues to intensify with rising numbers, the need for support to various households increase. Local philanthropist Dr. Venus Cherry, who had gone on an island drive, donating electronic devices to less fortunate students, providing books, uniforms, and shoes when schools reopened, has expressed no interest in discontinuing his mission.
So the drive for tablets is still ongoing. We currently have a list of 90 students left. So you guys know when we started we had like 670. We're at 90 left, and I have 68 tablets. So I'm getting there. Hopefully I'm trying to do some distribution this week. Because as you guys know, schools is closed now and it's all at home and every child needs this. So we're doing that. We have, but also I think the biggest thing for St. Lucia is food. Food security is a major issue. If you guys have been to the grocery stores, you've seen with this Article 164, whatever that's supposed to be, that the prices of things have gone up drastically. And so my mission is more to try and get some groceries, some hampers to families.
Cherry explained that he and his team will be visiting the village of Ancillary. However, given the new parameters that are governing the island, his team will ensure they are adhering to all COVID-19 protocols.
We will be at a cafe, and so we try to get a school, but then the principal sent me a message late last night that said all schools are closed for all activities, so we're not allowed to be in there. I wanted to get a closed environment this time so I can control the flow of the people, because in doing this, I want to ensure we maintain all COVID-19 protocols. So we have a temperature reader, we have masks, and we also have sanitizers. So we have a closed area. I've been in contact with the police at Ancillary, so they will also be outside to assist in the distancing, social distancing between people whilst they wait to come in. As you guys see, we've packaged everything, so that way it's not like they come and we're now putting stuff together for them. It's simply come in, collect your stuff, and leave.
Cherry says he believes the St. Lucian population has always been a very sharing society. However, many more efforts are being highlighted due to the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic. Cherry says despite what happens, he will continue reaching out and helping as long as he can. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.